grab a pen and pad. You're listening to the Take Notes with Kee Kee Barber podcast. Your host, Kee Kee Barber, a wife, mother, entrepreneur, educator, and author, shares her experiences, expertise, and advice that you can apply to your own lives.
Welcome to Take Notes with Kee Kee Barber. I am your host, Kee Kee Barber. So today, I just have so many updates for you guys, actually. I wanted to let you guys know about where to find me. The Hey Sis, I Like Your Shoes retreat is going to be May 13th through the 15th, 2022. The site is up. The site is up. The site is beautiful. I love the site. We have payment options. We have a whole lot for you ladies that may not be able to, afford it right away and things like that. So we want you guys to check it out. Check it out. And we want everybody to be a part of this. We have some great people that's going to be down there with us. Ranisha Howerton. We have Niche, whoever don't know her, on Instagram. She's under Big Bentley Niche. We have Diane Walker, who's under Lovepreneur. We have Dr. Jamisa, who's under Rosebuds Investments. So you look them up and read their stories, and I guarantee you'll want to be a part of that event happening in Miami. So we will be in Miami. Everyone, we would like for you to join us. It's just gonna be an event that is so filled with knowledge, advice, just a way for you to get to know other people and network and things like that. So we want you guys to be a part. And it's also a sisterhood that we're building, a sisterhood of Hey Sis, I Like Your Shoes. And for people who don't know what Hey Sis, I Like Your Shoes, what it stands for, I had a story of not having a lot of shoes. It was a lot of us and things like that. And I was in my closet one day and I was like, thank you, God, for shoes, But I went on this little journey of remembering the shoes that I had to wear to get to this point in life, and how many shoes I didn't really like, how many shoes I had to bear, I had to wear, and didn't really like the shoes per se, but they were still protecting my feet. But I did not like what I was walking through in those shoes, or different stages in my life, and how I am in the shoes that I'm in today, and how a lot of people admire the shoes that I'm in today, but a lot of people don't know the story or what I had to go through. And it's like, hey sis, I like your shoes. And would you have liked the shoes that I walked in a long time ago? The different things I had to go to get to this. So basically, this platform it's a self-discovery of the shoes that different women had to go through to get to the shoes that they are in now. And some of them were uncomfortable. Some of them were slides. You were sliding around life. Some of them were too tight, hurting your feet. Some of them, they look cute. You ever had the shoes that look cute but very uncomfortable? Those. And then the ones that don't look so cute but are very comfortable. So those different things that we as women go through, and different things that we have to endure in life. This is a sisterhood of discovery, or self-discovery, of appreciating, not really shunning the shoes that you wore before, noticing them, noticing what they brought you through and what you had to go through to get to where you are, and just embracing the whole journey, of whatever that discovery was for you, and also bringing other young women along that want to walk in your shoes. But don't really know what you had to endure to be in the shoes that you're in. And they're saying, sis, help me to walk in your shoes. Help me to get to that point one day. Right now, I'm in slides. Right now, I'm in the loafer. Right now, I'm in this shoe. But I want to get to that shoe. How do I get to that shoe? Can I borrow your shoes? Can you help me get to your shoes? What did you have to go through? So that's what the whole retreat is about. It's about not really hating the shoes that we were in before, but noticing them, taking note, and moving on, and remembering those times that we had to endure, and now celebrating the time that we're in right now. And knowing that everything was necessary. Everything was necessary for us to get to this point. And that's what I love about Hey Sis, I Like Your Shoes. So please like, subscribe, share it with somebody, be there in Miami with us. And all the details, like I said, are Hey Sis, ILikeYourShoes.com. Shout out to Ed Groves. He always does a good job. You can also go to my other site, Kee Kee Barber, KeeKeeBarber.com. That's KeeKee, Barber.com. And my apparel is on there. All my podcasts are on there if you want to catch up. Different things are on there. So, I invite you guys to join. But today, I wanted to talk about what is my mommy moment? My mommy moment. I was on the phone with my sister Mel last night. And, she just called to check in to see how, the children were doing. I asked how her children were doing, just because we haven't spoken in a little bit, but just catching up, basically. And we were talking about how the children are growing and they're in different periods of their life right now. And how I was talking about how Sarah is actually dating somebody. And I'm like, oh my gosh. She's like, oh my gosh, she dating somebody? And I'm like, yes, sis, she's actually dating somebody. I said, but what we spoke about last night was basically giving your children a chance to mess up, but not really expecting them to mess up, but more on the side of not condemning them before they even mess up, and we were definitely talking about that briefly, but that struck a chord with me, because I'm like, wait, that's so important, because she said, Kee, whatever you instilled in her, trust and believe that she's going to carry it out, that she hears your voice and things like that. And I was like, how many times do we do that? How many times do we judge people according to what we thought that they were going to do, as opposed to what they actually did? Well, I ain't tell you, sis, because I thought you was going to act like this, or I didn't tell you because I didn't want you to react like this, or I didn't want to hurt your feelings. But you really don't know how your child is going to react, or how the person is going to react if they never even knew about it, or if you never even gave them a chance to react. So basically what she was saying about Sarah last night was basically, let it go, let it flow, and in constant communication with my daughter, I'm realizing that a lot of the things that I do say that I think go unnoticed are sticking. They stick. They stick, and she's very wise, beyond her years, very smart, beautiful young lady. But, Mom, trust that, first of all, trust your children. And know your children, first of all. Because you got children that you can't trust, you got children that you can't trust. You know the difference between that. But once you know that you have a child that you can trust, trust them to make the right decisions, and don't condemn them before they make the decision. Give them a chance to mess up. Give them a chance to redeem themselves. Give them a chance to actually make a decision in the moment, because they have to. The reality is they have to go through life, right? They have to go through life, and they're going to be faced with things when we're not around. And before you jump in every 2 seconds correcting them, and Sarai used to tell me this all the time, let me talk, Mom. And I used to be like, somebody asks her a question, and she'd be like, and I'll answer right before, and she'd be like, Mom, I know how to talk. And I'm like, yeah, you do know how to talk. So I would have to quiet down and let her go ahead and talk, and listen to what she was saying. But I'm hanging on every word, like, is she saying it right? Is she doing this right? And I had to pause and be like, listen, back up off of her a little bit, give her a little room to breathe, right? And give her a chance to make mistakes. And once she makes the mistakes, then you can come back and you can give her sound advice, or give her something to a different resource, or a different point of view, or a different, have a different conversation with her. But don't not allow her to make the mistake, because she don't know it's a mistake unless she makes it. And you don't know she's going to make the mistake, so don't just predetermine in your mind that she's going to mess it up. So I thought that was very deep, and it goes back to when I was in class, and I used to be this person, y'all. Don't judge me. I used to be this person where if someone was reading And because I talk fast, I read fast. Don't necessarily mean I had reading comprehension at that age, but I just could read really, really fast, right? So I would just be reading stuff. If a teacher told somebody else to read, I would go ahead and read it. Like, if they stumbled on a word, instead of giving them a chance to figure it out, I'd be like, say the word with comprehension. Comprehension. Go. Stop. Like, and she'd be like, Nikisha. And I'd be like, what? They taking too long. They taking too long. And she'd be like, you have to learn to have patience. And just because you can read that fast doesn't mean you have reading comprehension. Okay? And when I took that in as growing up, and now that I am an instructor, or am an educator, now I find myself saying the same thing to other students who are here. When I tell a child to read or something like that, they rushing them along. I'm like, leave them alone. Let them sound it out. Let them get it. But that comes with years of actually living life and knowing that, give them a chance to mess up. Give them a chance to make a mistake, if they're even going to make a mistake, because they might not make a mistake. Who knows? But give people a chance to do that. But today, what I want to talk to y'all about, so that's my mommy moment. My mommy moment is basically saying, give your kids a chance to foul up or mess up, if they're even going to mess up at all, before you start prejudging their actions. Give them a chance. Let them walk it out. Let them walk it out. Let them walk it out, Mom. So today I wanted to talk about. We don't have no guest today, y'all. It's just you and me. Just me and you. Ooh, baby. It's like, I can't sing. But anyway, it's just me and you. But, or you and me. But today I wanted to talk about receiving bad advice from good people. Receiving bad advice from good people. And also, I wanted to also speak about how a lot of people, or some people, I won't say a lot, but some people may not envy what you have exactly, but they envy the fact that they don't have enough heart to do what it is that you do. They might not envy what you have in particular, because they might not even want what you have, but that drive that you have, that go-get-em attitude, that stop at nothing, that thing, whatever it is, that it factor that you possess, that they don't possess. Some people could be really mad about that, and they could mislead you with their advice because of that. And I want to talk about that for a quick second, because a lot of times we have people in our lives who are like naysayers, who might sit around and say, oh girl, I don't know why she doing that again. She doing that again. Or I don't know why he going about that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't leave my job. They crazy. Or I would stay right there. He pay all the bills. He do all of this and he do all that. She crazy to leave. Okay. Go all the way to school again. Why would I go to school again? Why would they go to school again? It's a whole other 3 years. They too old. They too old to go to school. I don't know why they going to school. That's dumb. Like, you had people out there that literally that's all they do is talk down or bad about somebody who is making moves, and yet they are the person that is scared to death to make a move. And you will have those people in your ear, and if you listen long enough, or if you listen hard enough, or if you entertain them long enough, you might allow some of that to seep into who you are and what you're trying to do. I'm here today to tell you, stop. Don't do it. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Please don't be fooled. A lot of people, they can talk the talk, but they can't walk the walk. It's a whole different thing to walk the walk. it's a whole different thing to say, and you know what? This is one thing I can't stand. And I'm not using the word hate anymore because I looked at a couple of my videos and I'm like, why do I say hate so much? My mom used to always say, that's not a good word. Don't say hate. So it brought me back, and I'm like, I'm not going to say that more. But you know what I dislike with a passion? Okay? I dislike people who say, as soon as you do something, they say, oh, I was going to do that. Oh, I was going to do that. Oh, I was going to do that. It's always was with them. Never I did that. I'm doing that as we speak. It's always, oh, I was going to do that. Oh, I thought about that before. But if you thought about it before, and if you were going to do that before, what materialized from what you were going to do? Nothing. It was just a thought. Okay. You know, and you have a lot of people like that, that do that constantly. And all I want you guys to do is surround yourself around like-minded individuals. And you might say, Key, well, that's just a simple little message. You know how hard that is for people to do? Do you know how hard it is for people to surround themselves with like-minded individuals who are going to where they are going? Or people who are not where they are yet, but where they aspire to be? You know how intimidating that is for some people? You have some people who say, and I've been there before. I've been there. I have people that wanted to befriend me, and I was just like, no, I ain't there yet. I can't be with y'all because I ain't got this and I ain't got that, and I'm not there yet. But what people failed to realize, and what I was failing to realize, was that God was enlarging my territory and taking me places and putting me around people, not to where I was at that point, but as to where I was going. And in doing so, he had to cut out all the other people who were contrary to where I was going or where I was or where I was coming from. And that right there in itself is a very difficult thing. It's a very difficult thing because you go through a lot of thought processes of, I don't want to front on nobody. I don't want to act different. I don't want to act brand new. I don't want them to think I made it. I don't want them to think that I changed. We go through all those thought processes because at that point in time, if you're going through that thought process and you have those thought processes that stagger you and that debilitate you and allow you not to move to the next level, most likely you are not over people. And you care a little too much what people think. And you're a people pleaser. And the moment that you get rid of that, you are flying free as a bird. I once in my life was a caged bird and I love birds. I love birds. That's my favorite animal. I want a bird. I would like a parrot. They cost a lot of money, but I still want one. Okay. But I was in this fancy cage, door wide open, bird sitting there, scared to go free. And I was a caged bird with an open door. The door wasn't even locked. Door was not even locked. And I was scared to go out and scared to step out into what was beyond that cage. But the moment that I flew out, let me tell you, honey, I flies back no more. I will fly back no more. Listen, the Lord had, I was flown out, okay? They be saying, flown out, you got to get flew out. Listen, I was flown out of that cage. And when I came out of that cage, it was a whole new world. I realized that we don't have any barriers. We don't have any boundaries. We don't, the only limitations that we have are the ones we put on ourselves. And once I realized that, I was just like flabbergasted. Like, what? I was held back all the time because of me? And it wasn't just because, it was because of fear. It was also because making other people happy. And it was also because just the unknown of, this is comfortable. I'm gonna stay right here. This is, I know what this is. This is comfortable for me, you know? And just being comfortable and living a very mediocre life, you know? And once I became free and once I spread my wings and just flew out of the cage, I realized that, Key, you could have did that all along, years and years and years ago. You didn't because of your own limitations. And that's what a lot of people are doing even right now. You could go and do a whole lot of things, but yet you make excuses for why you cannot do the things that you want to do or aspire to do, or see someone else doing that you really, that's your passion also. And instead of you finding out what the person did to get to where they are or how they got there, you automatically become jealous and mad. And I would have did it like this. I would have did it, if it was me, I would have did it like this. You are not doing anything though, sir, madam. So can you please not offer anything at this point in time? Thank you very much. Have a seat, sit down. And they come with that all the time. Please don't be one of those people. Don't be one of those people that hate on other people. Don't be one of those people that talk down against other people, and you do not have the heart. You do not have the ambition, the drive, the faith that the other person had that was right next to you, that got everything that they got, or was able to accomplish what they wanted to accomplish. I was telling my students today, and I was telling them today in the class that I asked them, who would they hire? Would they hire someone with the skill, or would they hire someone with, how did I word it? With the skill or with the ability to get along with others? When it comes to the cosmetology industry, would you hire somebody that has skill, or would you hire somebody that had drive? They didn't have the skill, but they had everything else. They had drive, they had ambition, they had they were nice to people. They just had that. They had all those qualities. But then you have another person over here who has the talent. Who has the talent. And I told them which one would get you farther, and they were like, some of them said talent would get you farther, and some of them said it's not the talent, it's the drive, and it's everything else. And I said, do you know how many people are out here that rap, that sing, that do hair, that do everything, that are not as talented as people who lack drive, dedication, ambition, persistence? Do you know how many people are out here like that? Do you know how many undiscovered talents there are in the world? Because people have the talent, but talent is not enough, baby. Talent is not enough. You need those other things to go along with it. And I told them, I said, in my salons, I hired people who had not the skill or the talent, but the people that I could teach the skill to, they had all the other stuff. Because I didn't have to go in and show you how to talk to people. I didn't have to go in and show you how to have morals. I didn't have to go in and show you how to have loyalty. I didn't have to go in and show you how to not be, not steal, not cheat, not rob. I didn't have to go in and show you those things. You already came with those things, which are the hardest things to teach somebody. But the skill, pick up some curls and teach you how to do some hair. Oh, I could do that. But I can't teach you how to be a good person. I can't teach you to have morals and respect. I can't teach you that. I can, in my salon, ask you to do that because I'm the owner and these are the rules here, but who wants to do that? I would much rather go find the person who possesses all that, and I'll teach them the skill. That's just how it goes. But you have a lot of people like that. Don't be one of those people who has a whole lot of talent, and you know you have the skill, you know you're gifted, you know you have all of this, but you don't have the heart to take a step. You don't have the heart to take that one step. Like, God is not enlarging your territory if you're standing still. You don't need a larger territory if you're standing still, sweetie. Why would he enlarge it? It fits you just fine. It fits you just fine because you ain't moving nowhere. The minute you start walking, putting one foot in front of the other to achieve your goals and your dreams and everything, that's when the territory gets enlarged because you're moving. You're expanding. You need territory. But if you're standing still, you're talking about, Lord, enlarge my territory. Lord, enlarge my territory. Your territory can never be enlarged because there's no need for enlargement. There's no need for enlargement. But that's what I wanted to tell you guys today. And I also wanted to tell you guys just to get rid of the naysayers. Fashion your circle according to where you want to be, not where you are or where you were. Because what happens is When you outgrow something, it's just like putting on a shoe. I love shoes. Like, it's like putting on a shoe that you had when you were like, maybe you had a shoe when you were 7 years old, and you tried to put it on again when you were like 11. And girl, you're like, oh my God, it's tight, it's rubbing. It's not as comfortable as it was because you're outgrowing the shoe, or you have outgrown the shoe. The same way it will be when you are in relationships and when you are around people who don't understand where you're going, don't care to understand where you're going, don't want to celebrate you going, but want to keep you bound right where you are. It starts feeling uncomfortable. Conversations begin to get hard when they used to be easy. Communications start changing. It's a miscommunication. They start thinking that you said something that you didn't say, and it's like, I didn't even say it like that, but before I would have said it like that and you wouldn't have took it like that. So why are you taking it like this? Because you guys are outgrowing each other. Your territory is being enlarged. God wants to take you to a different place and a different plateau, but you want to be comfortable and familiar, and you don't want to leave people behind. But it's necessary for your growth. Some people can go all the way through childhood with you. They'll still be friends, but the dynamic of the friendship might change, but they'll still be friends. I have some friends that I don't talk to every day, but when we do talk, we shoot the breeze, talk for a long time, and then won't talk for another couple months maybe, and then we'll shoot the breeze again, and then you have friends that you talk to almost every day, and they're not bothered by your busyness. They're not saying you changed because you used to talk to me every day. Yeah, I did change. Yeah, my life has changed, okay? So I just want you guys to take heed to that and not let that be a trick to keep you where you are. You can help people from afar. You can love people from afar. You can, you can do all that from afar. You don't have to be right in the middle of the thick of everything, all the negativity. And I used to be offended, or used to be like, Lord, I don't want to feel like I changed. And it's like, girl, you have changed. Embrace it. Embrace change. Ain't nothing wrong with change, girl. I changed. Okay? My mindset, it started with my mindset. My mindset changed. After my mindset changed, okay, then my movement changed. Once my movement changed, it was like, oh, I'm walking away from here. My address changed. Phone numbers changed. Family size changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, some things have changed. Oh, you acting funny. No, I'm not acting funny. I'm smiling more. I'm laughing. I'm enjoying the flowers and the birds and the air and everything. I hear the crickets so much clearer. Yeah, I changed. If that's what you want to call change. Changed on you? No. Changed for me? Yes, I did change for me. And I would hope as a friend that you would love the fact that I'm evolving and I'm changing and I'm exploring and I'm growing and I'm pursuing, But, people will be quick to say she fronting or she changed. Fronting I ain't doing. Changing, oh, I'm definitely changing. Evolving, oh, I'm doing that too. Acting funny, oh, I'm laughing nowadays a lot. I'm laughing a whole lot nowadays, So, ladies, just, or everybody, for all that matter, just be very aware of who you surround yourself with, and know that at any moment your life can change if you change your mind. There's nothing wrong with changing your mind. At any moment your life can change if you change your mind, or when you change your mind. The moment I decided not to do things, the same way, and I decided to walk a whole nother way, even though that journey in that way was lonely, I did it. And I'm so grateful for this decision I made, even though it was scary, even though it was lonely, even though, I had a lot of people talking and chattering and saying different things about me. You hear all that, it comes back to you, you brush it off, and you keep on walking, you keep on moving, you keep on, making your way. And don't let that stuff get you down. And then when they see, because they will see, because God will prepare a seat, okay? He will prepare a seat for your enemy at your table, okay? For your enemy to even be able to see you like, dang, she said she was going to do that. She did get there. She said she wanted to do that before, and she's there. Wow. And they will be the ones that try to talk you down from it the whole entire time, only because they are fearful of doing it themselves, and because you have enough faith to make a move on it. So that's all I wanted to say, ladies, today. Just keep growing and keep moving. Whatever it is that you want to do, you can do it on today. I'm here to tell you, because listen, I have fulfilled almost every single dream that I put out there, or that God has given me. God has definitely given me provision for every dream. Sometimes I think the tasks that he bestows on me are so big that I'm like, Lord, I cannot do that. But then he gives me help. Then he sends people. Then he does this. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now I see what you're trying to do, Lord. I see which way you're going. But he will send people to help you along the path. But sometimes when he rolls it out, it's like, you sure you want me to do that? Like, you sure me? You sure? And he's sure. Yeah, you. He wouldn't have gave it to you if it wasn't for you to do, But I just want you ladies to keep pushing forward. Everybody to keep pushing forward. Know that God loves you, and that if God be for you, who could be against you? Nobody. I don't care who leaves you. I don't care who you thought something was going to go through because that person was attached to it. If God meant for you to have it and that person dropped off and don't want to do it no more, God will send you somebody else to make sure you get it done. I promise you. Don't stay attached to people because you see things that they have that that you see yourself attached to with that vision or that whole thing. Like, don't attach yourself or stay somewhere and be mistreated because, well, it is a nice house. Girl, I done left houses and went right to apartments and had so much peace at my apartment. My little apartment had so much peace at that little apartment that I had in that house. Girl, don't do it. Don't do it. If God has given it to you one time, he could do it again, and he could do it again, and he could do it again. But don't sell yourself short because you think that you can't bake the cake twice. You can. As long as you have the recipe, sweetie, you can bake the cake over and over and over and over again. So that's all I wanted to say. But I want you guys to make sure that you check me out on HeySisILikeYourShoes.com. I want you guys to check out KeeKeeBarber.com. I need you guys to go to my YouTube page. I need you to like, subscribe, share. All that. I need you to do all of that for little old me. I need you to do all of that. But thank you guys for checking me out tonight. We'll be back to next week with a guest. And we'll be talking about some things next week. So hope you guys enjoyed this segment of Take Notes with Kee Kee Barber. I am your host, Kee Kee Barber. Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Take Notes with Kee Kee Barber podcast. Please don't forget, notes on a pad without application is just notes on a pad. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and press that notification button so you can stay in the know. Until next time, my friends.